This goal-setting strategy has gotten me everything I've wanted in my life. And the crazy thing is, I don't think there's anything special about me. I just learned how to follow the steps I'm sharing in today's video and find myself continuing to reap the benefits. And this strategy hasn't just worked for me, it's worked for all the clients I've coached. And it is the basis of my coaching because it's just that effective. In this video, we're going to explore proven methods like the switch method, plus a few extra steps I've personally added. And I'll show you how to set short-term and long-term goals that actually deliver. Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Veronica and I started Team W because I want to help you get those W's and I want you to get every single thing you want out of life by utilizing a strategy towards your goals. Let's get right into it. Anything you want to do in your life starts with a goal. You probably have goals for everything, like fitness, family, financial goals. But if you are never particularly achieving what you set out to do, it may be a good idea to reevaluate those goals or your approach to making them happen. Setting goals result in desired outcomes by giving you a clear sense of direction. You know exactly what you're working towards, so it helps you prioritize your time and energy. With clear goals, it's easier to make decisions. You can quickly determine if an opportunity or task aligns with your objective, resulting in time and energy saved. When you set goals, you can track your progress and hold yourself accountable. Sharing your goals with others can also help keep you on track. Big or small, achieving goals gives you confidence. Each success proves that you're capable of making progress and accomplishing what you most desire in life. Working towards goals often means learning new things, stepping out of your comfort zone, and growing as a person. Plus, having goals gives you something to strive for. And when you have a sense of purpose, you're far more likely to stay motivated and push through challenges. Lastly, goals give you a way to measure how far you've come. This helps you celebrate and stay motivated, especially through long-term commitments. When you break big dreams into smaller, actionable steps, your goals feel more manageable and less overwhelming. Think about the last time you achieved something you were proud of. Chances are you had a clear target and a plan to get there. That is the power of goal setting. Let's talk about the difference between short-term and long-term goals and why you need both for real results. Long-term goals are your big picture dreams. They're the things you want to achieve or have over months or years. Examples include graduating from college, running a marathon, or even buying your first house. These goals give you direction and purpose, but they can feel paralyzing if you don't break them down or know where to start. Short-term goals are stepping stones that lead you to your long-term vision. They're achievable in days, weeks, or even months. For example, if your long-term goal is to run a marathon, a short-term goal might be to train 3 times a week for a month or to complete a 5K race. Think of your long-term goals as the destination and your short-term goals as the steps to get there. Here's a quick overview on how to set both types of goals for maximum results. Start with your long-term vision. What do you want to achieve in the next year, 5 years, or even 10 years from now? Write it down in as much detail as possible. Visualize what your life will look like when you achieve it. If you are completely lost and have absolutely no idea what you want, try visualizing what a perfect day looks like to you. What are you doing the first thing in the morning when you wake up? How are you spending your time in this perfect day? Where are you? Who's around you? This can start to help you narrow down what kind of lifestyle you want and where you might want to see yourself 5 years from now. Step number 2 is to break down long-term goals into short-term goals. What can you accomplish in the next month or even week that will move you closer to your long-term goal? Make these goals specific and actionable. For example, if your long-term goal is to write a book, your short-term goal could be to write 1 chapter this month. Number 3, create a timeline. Map out when you want to achieve each short-term goal and how they build towards your long-term vision. Have an idea as to when you want your long-term goal achieved. Use a calendar, digital planner, or an app to keep track. Or keep it simple and just write it out in your notes app or a journal. Review your progress and adjust your short-term goals as needed to stay on track. Don't be afraid to pivot if something isn't working. Progress is progress, no matter how small. Celebrate each step and keep your eyes laser-focused on the prize. Let's get into why you're watching today's video, and that is the powerful switch method. This is a step-by-step framework designed to help you set and achieve goals that actually stick. It's not just about what you want to achieve, but also how you want to approach it. We'll do a rundown of each section of S.W.I.T.C.H. Then we'll put it into action and actually sit down together, and I'll show you exactly step by step how I set goals with my clients and for myself. Plus, I'll add in a few extra steps to complete the strategy that will make your dreams come true. S.W.I.T.C.H stands for specific, why-driven, immediate action, trackable, challenging yet realistic, and lastly, habit-based. Each step is designed to get into those tiny little details that we need to have sorted out to get you on the right track. Let's break down each step and see how you can apply it for your own goals. The first goal is to make your goal as specific as possible. Instead of saying you want to spend more time with family, include exactly what that looks like and what you're going to do to make that happen. In turn, we could say, I'm going to spend more time with my husband and kids by limiting TV time to an hour a night and engaging in family activities. The more detailed your goal, the easier it is to create a plan and measure your progress. Ask yourself, what exactly do I want to achieve? And when do I want to achieve this by? How will I know when I've succeeded? The more details you include, the better. Specific goals give you clarity and focus. They help you visualize what success looks like and make it easier to break down your goal into actionable steps. Next, connect your goal with a powerful why. Why does this matter to you? Maybe you want to eat a plate of vegetables daily to feel healthier, have more energy, or even set a positive example for your kids. When your goal is tied to a deeper purpose, you're far more likely to stick with it. Take a few moments to reflect on your reasons. Write them down. When motivation fades, your why will keep you going. It's your anchor during tough times. If you're struggling to find a why, dig deeper. Ask yourself what achieving this goal will allow you to feel, do, or become. The stronger your emotional connection, the higher likelihood you're going to follow through. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Take immediate action today. What's one small step you can take today? If your goal is to write a book, for example, maybe your first step is to outline the chapters or to free write for 10 minutes. If you want to get fit, start with going on a 10-minute walk. Immediate action builds momentum. It turns your goal from an idea into something real. Even the smallest step counts. Start today because tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow is a trap we need to move past. How many times have you told yourself you're going to start something tomorrow? So what can you do in the next 5 minutes that will move you closer towards your goal? Figure out what that is, then do it. Actions beat perfection every single time. Speaking of today, I would absolutely love it if you like and subscribe to my channel. It'll help the algorithm realize what a gold mine this video is and spread it to more people. Thank you. Okay, moving on. Next, make your goal trackable. Find a way to measure your progress, whether it's a checklist, habit tracker, or a progress chart. Tracking keeps you motivated and helps you see how far you've come. You can use literally anything to make this happen and have fun with it. Make your own tracker or purchase one. The important thing is to make your progress visible, and you'll be collecting W's in no time. Tracking also helps you spot patterns. If you're not making progress, you can adjust your approach before you get way too far off track and give up. I'll make a future video about my tracking systems and what I use with my data. Your goal should push you out of your comfort zone, but it should also be realistic. If it's too easy, you'll get bored. If it's impossible, you'll get discouraged. Find the sweet spot that excites and motivates you. Ask yourself, is this goal challenging enough to inspire me, but realistic enough that I can achieve it? If not, it's okay to adjust it. Start small and build up as you gain confidence. It's encouraged, actually. And remember, progress is better than perfection. It's better to achieve a realistic goal and then set a new one and give up on something that's far too out of reach. You'll just discourage yourself, and we do not want that. And finally, my bread and butter, habits. Focus on building habits that support your goal. Success isn't about one big leap. It's about consistent, daily actions. Identify the habits that will make you move forward towards your goals and make them a part of your daily routines. Remember, set goals, create habits, succeed. Circling back to our previous example, if your goal is to write a book, make writing for 15 minutes a daily habit. If you want to get fit, commit to moving your body every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Habits make your progress automatic. The more you repeat them, the easier it'll become. Over time, your small habits will lead to big results. I'll also make a future video on my foolproof method on how to make any habit stick. You'll know where to find it. Let's see how the switch method works in real life. We're going to use my free downloadable goal setting worksheet for today's video. I use this sheet with all my clients and for my own goal setting, so I know it works. I'll leave a link in the comments and the description for you. Okay, so let's say your big goal is to learn a new language. The first thing we're going to do is type in learn Spanish. Because we want to be specific, which is the S in switch, we're going to also fill in the next box. So now our specified goal is to learn 500 words of Spanish. Next, we're going to figure out our timeline. We're going to set a goal to get this done in 4 months. With our estimated timeline, we're going to start today and we're going to make our end date 4 months from now. For our W in switch, we're going to get to our Y. So for our Y, we're going to write in that we want to learn Spanish because we want to learn how to communicate with the locals. Let's get a little bit deeper into this. How will this goal or habit impact your life? So learning Spanish will allow us to form new connections with locals, explore opportunities, and possibly discover secret gems. Now, what do we need to make this happen? In this specific box, we want to be writing tools, physical objects, or even mental states that we may be needing in order to move forward with our goals. So for our particular example, we're going to say that we need to download a language app to assist us. Depending on your goal, you might have to write something a little abstract, like getting over a mental block, for example. That might be what you need to make your particular goal happen. You might not need a specific tool or a particular object to help you through that. Next, we're moving on to how we're going to make this happen, the specifics. Okay, so we're going to learn Spanish in 4 months by learning 500 words, and we're going to make that happen by learning 5 words a day. Now, for our specific steps, we're going to break this down into things that we can actually do. So our first step is going to be to research language apps and select the best one for you. Now, our second step is actually going to be our T in switch, which is to track our progress. Now, remember, we're wanting to track our progress so that if our method, which is going to be to learn 5 words of Spanish a day, isn't working, it's so that we can tailor our approach and do something different. Let's say we're going to track our progress by using a worksheet that we found online. Now, our third step is actually going to be our H in switch, which is habit-based. So we need to figure out what habit we need to take on in order to get us to that goal. So we know that the habit that we need is to learn our 5 Spanish words a day. So I'm going to type in to form a habit of memorizing or learn those 5 words a day. So why are we making this step? Because you're not going to get to your goal without it. So finally, we're going to cover our C in switch, which is challenging yet realistic. So I like to address this section by actually talking about the potential obstacles you might face and how to overcome those obstacles. Since we're already aware that this is a challenging goal, I did some quick math, and if we're going to learn 500 words in 4 months by learning 5 words a day, that requires 100 days of consistency. But no one is perfect, and you can't expect to form a new habit overnight. So that's why I've added an extra 22 days and increased our timeline to 4 months to make this realistic. So what are the obstacles that are preventing us from achieving this? Well, first, we might actually just forget. Second, we may just mismanage our time and not be able to fit this into our day. So what's going to be our plan to overcome this? If we're concerned that we might forget, we should set a reminder. Or we can also turn on notifications from our language app to remind us. Since we're also concerned we might not squeeze this into our day, we're going to use the time blocking method I've spoken about in a different video and add it to our calendar. Okay, so now I want you to copy your steps from the above box, and we're going to put it into our timeline category. So this timeline is more of a big picture tracker, not a day-to-day, step-by-step tracker. It's meant to be filled out as you go and progress through your goals over months, or just to serve as a reminder or plan. We're also wanting to be writing in our starting dates and our date completed, given that it'll likely be different from our estimated timeline. This is the section where we cover our I in switch, because ideally you'd be wanting to get one of these steps done today. Our first step is to research language apps and select the best one for me. So I'm actually going to write this in as my starting date being today. So I'm going to pretend that I'm going to do this for 5 minutes, and I'm going to start this step by simply starting to research what apps might work for me. As for the other 2 steps, I would say that your completion dates for them can look fairly unclear. So I'd say that you've completed your second and third step when you've been consistent with those habits for at least a month. But just keep in mind, for some steps, it really won't make a difference whether or not you're harping over the completed date or not. And finally, we're going to write a brief summary about this. The idea behind the summary is to really drill this whole thing into our mind, but more importantly, our why, which is our purpose. This is real, this is happening, and you've already put 5 minutes into starting this. So this summary is like a sweet cherry on top of the cake. The additional section is to write in anything that didn't make it into the above steps. Personally, I like to use these for micro tasks. So for our example, I'm going to write in, make reoccurring daily calendar event at 10 p.m. for 10 minutes, turn the alert on. And just remember, micro tasks are the smallest possible steps that we can break down any part of our goals into. And this is a micro task because this will take me no more than 2 minutes to create, and it's a fairly effortless task. Whereas my other steps are far larger and will take a lot more time to implement. When you have goals that are really complex and require multiple habits to be formed, or even one that will be a really big challenge to commit to, I would actually encourage you to fill out this worksheet again, but this time focus on how you're actually going to make this habit happen. You'd want to do this again so that you can get really deep into those small little details and to create an exact blueprint of how you're going to make your goals and your new habits happen. This is exactly what I do with my clients. We get into every little specific detail, and we're always discussing our plans to overcome any type of obstacles or things that might get in the way of making our goals happen. We want to have a concrete plan and a blueprint to get to our destination. Don't be too vague. Goals like be healthier or save money don't give you a clear target. You need to know exactly what you're aiming for, and don't set unrealistic goals. It's great to dream big, but if your goals are out of touch and too far out of reach, you're going to get discouraged. Start with something challenging but realistic and achievable to you. I wrote a whole article about how to release unrealistic goals. I'll pin it in the comment section below. Don't neglect tracking. I know it sounds really annoying to think of having to open a tracker every single day and fill it out. And honestly, it actually can be quite annoying to do it. But if you don't measure your progress, you might actually find it harder to stay motivated and disciplined. Tracking is the best self-accountability tool out there because no one will judge you for falling off track like your tracker will. Our final mistake is to only focus on the outcome. It's easy to get obsessed with the end result and forget about the daily actions and things you need to do to get there. But if you don't learn to enjoy the process and detach from the outcome, every day is going to feel like a drag. Recognizing these pitfalls is the first steps to overcoming them. The best goal-setting strategy is the one you're actually going to use. Start small, stay consistent, and don't be afraid to change your approach as you go. Real results come from real action. Take that first step today, even if it's just writing down some ideas on what you want to do next. One of the most motivational books I've ever read is The Compound Effect. I recommend it to everyone because it's just one of those books that actually make you feel really good while you read it. This book will teach you the magic of small steps and is a must for everyone on their self-development journey. I've included a link for it in the description. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Progress is built on daily effort, not occasional bursts of motivation. If you stumble, get back up and keep going. Every day is a new opportunity to move closer to your dreams. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this video. I know it was a long one, but I hope you got everything you were looking for out of it. Let me know in the comments which strategy you're excited to try. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more tips on living your best life. I post a new video every Wednesday and a new blog every 4 days, so you should definitely check it out. All the links are in the description. Thanks again, and remember, you've got this. Bye!